Hello, this is Jeffrey the Big Kid. This is about my 35th take on trying to do my first video. Well, we're in my dining room. No, we're not. We're in my living room. Boy, am I confused. This bookcase contains a small memorial to the gentleman who founded the EAHRR. It was founded when Herbert Hoover was still the President of the United States. That tells you how old the EAHRR is. The bookcase is basically interesting only because it contains literature on my two biggest hobbies, namely woodworking and the trains. The trains you will be seeing quite a bit of. Alrighty, and now I'm going down to the basement so you can see the trains and whatever else might be of interest to you. And by the way, if this gets too boring, you can turn it off anytime. Anyhow, for those of you who enjoy fishing, this is my fishing equipment. I like to fly fish. Over there is my middling wood shop. It might look like a lot, but it really isn't. It's not large, it's not small, but it'll do. And it's nice to have. Okay, over here to the trains. Let's get an overview first. This is the EAHRR, founded sometime before I was born. In fact, most of us were born. It is a combination steam and diesel transition era model railroad layout. The big transition era was between the late 40s and the 50s. Not the early 50s, but the 50s. I actually like the 30s, 40s, and 50s, and smatterings of other eras. This is actually a fantasy layout. It's not meant to represent any particular railroad or railroads. It's just for fun. The two primary railroads are the Western Maryland and the Baltimore and Ohio. Okay, nothing is running as yet, but I thought I'd start things up while doing this video. I'm going to try to keep it under 15 minutes so that you don't get overloaded or bored or feeling a little bit of hatred for me for talking so darn much. Okay, there's the main power is on. The power of my control unit is there. Here I'm going over to the cab, and I am going to turn on the first of my locomotives. In just a moment, I have to remove their dust covers. And for those of you with good sharp eyes, these dust covers are really vegetable plastic bags from the supermarket. Put that down there. Okay, here we go. And I'll describe the scenery a little bit too. And let's see. This will be number 176, a Western Maryland diesel locomotive from the early 1950s pulling flat cars. The flat cars contain crates, pipes, steel. Not all of the cars that are holding these materials are Western Maryland. Some are Seaboard, some are B&O, some are Pennsylvania. Okay, that's going. Now I'll give the headlight a turn on here, and I think we need some sound. You will be hearing sound quite a bit. It could be a bell. It could be a whistle. Yes, there are bells and whistles in this video. Alright, let's turn on 175, which is another identical diesel, just a different number. Western Maryland. And let's make it go a little bit. Give it some sound. And you hear it in the background. The warning whistles are identical because both locomotives are the same maker, same model, same year, running on the same railroad, namely the Western Maryland. So we are talking about identical equipment. As I said, my favorite is steam, and that'll be getting going right now. It's just pulling flat cars. The flat cars in back are a little different than others because they have bulkheads. The bulkheads are special reinforcements for special types of loads. Loads being what railroads carry. And I make loads. I like making scrap loads. This is my scrap yard, at least the biggest one. Has different kinds of scrap. It also has a crane for non-scrap loads. In this case, different loads of wire. And that would be steel wire. There are many industries and commercial buildings on my railroad. Some of the things you will notice or see is a small maintenance of way stocking station that provides small bits of materials to the maintenance of way train, which is over here. Maintenance of way is a non-revenue making train that works strictly for the railroad, and in this case it is to fix things. And this very end car is actually a snow plow. Fix, repair, or clear the snow. Anyway, this is the maintenance of way train. When needed, a locomotive will pull up to it and carry these cars to where they're needed. Well, there are various industries, but for the moment, here comes the steam locomotive. And I wanted to make some sound for you folks, so if you'll excuse me. Give me a moment, I have to do some maneuvering here. Bells are going away. And one more. Okay, I won't be fiddling with the trains anymore in terms of their speed or their noises. You'll just hear them every now and then. This is a small commercial building right here. This is a way station that gives orders to the passing trains. This is a general warehouse and store. It's actually set up to service the railroad and a passing river or a lake. You'll have to use your imagination for that. And for those who remember Moxie, it's over here somewhere. There it is. And that's the store. For steam locomotives, there's a coaling tower and a water tower. I used to work at a steel service center in South Kearney, New Jersey when I first got out of college. And that's the name I gave this building. It is meant to make steel and other iron products. Oops. There is a foundry in the Midwest, and its name is Midwest Foundry, and its mascot is Randy. There's a lighting company, a town or industry water tower, commercial building, pickles used to be made outside this way, in large vats. Now it's done virtually the same way, mostly by machinery, but indoors. This is a grain elevator and warehouse. This is another warehouse, a factory, a general commercial building, a freight station for Railway Express Agency. Dairy products, meat products, other food products. A Firestone and Western Auto warehouse and factory. These planes from the First and Second World Wars are part of College Park Airport. Use your imagination again. More railroad. More railroad. Plenty of railroad. Cab company and a small town. I met my significant other in this building, or one just like it, almost 18 years ago. For those of you who like beer, a microbrewery from the 1950s, and I understand the microbrewery is still in business now. Here's Purina Mills, a grain elevator to store grain for eventual milling, grinding, making into a variety of products for animals. Little shanty town. This house right here where I'm pointing my finger, that's my house. Another store, liquor store basically. Another water tower, a sanding station, another coaling tower. A sanding station provides sand to locomotives to drop on their wheels and the tracks in case of ice and snow. It's technology that goes back to the 1800s and is still used today. An old-fashioned dredging area. Oh, that's pretty much everything. Getting near the end, and I'm gone. There's a passenger station. Here's my workstation where I work on my projects. Walk in as quickly as I can to finish up before the timer says, no more, because my battery is getting very, very bad. And here's where I keep my paint and other project stuff. And I'm going to show you now my paint studio. Yep, it's a box with a Lazy Susan. And nothing more than that. And over here, I store my materials and finished products materials. More materials. More materials. Basically junk that I've salvaged. One man's junk is another person's treasure. And here are some more scrap loads that I made. Well, that's it. Thank you for listening to me. I hope you enjoyed this little tour of the EAHRR. This is Jeffrey the Big Kid signing off. Bye-bye.